My child, stop for a moment. Yes, you. The one hearing these words right now. This message didn't just appear on your screen by chance. It was placed before you by divine will, and there is a reason you're here, in this exact moment, at this exact time. Because what I'm about to reveal to you cannot wait any longer. Your time is coming closer, and the date written in the heavens is November 15th. That day will carry something that changes the way you look at life, faith, and even death. So listen carefully. Don't rush, don't skip, don't doubt. Let these words reach the place in your heart that still believes something greater is watching over you. Because it is. You've been feeling it, haven't you? That quiet pull, that sense that something unseen has been moving around you. The way nights have felt heavier. The way silence sometimes feels louder than ever before. The way you've been catching yourself staring off into nothing, as though your spirit is sensing a shift before your mind can name it. That's not coincidence, my child. That's the sound of time catching up with prophecy. November 15th has been written into your story, not as an ending, but as a moment of awakening. Before I tell you what will unfold that day, I need you to understand why this message found you. A few nights ago, the gates of heaven stirred. The sky, though still to human eyes, began to tremble with energy that even angels could feel. There was no wind, no thunder, no flame. Only a deep hum that echoed through eternity. And within that vibration, one angel woke from his rest. His name is not one known to men, for he walks silently between realms, recording what is to come before even the prophets dream of it. But that night, his rest was broken. He had seen something that caused the heavens themselves to pause. In his dream, a shadow covered the earth. Not the shadow of night, not the darkness of sin, but something deeper, a silence that consumes light. And within that darkness, a single spark burned. It was small but defiant, glowing through the emptiness like a heartbeat refusing to stop. The angel moved closer to see what it was, and when he did, his wings trembled. Because that spark, that fragile light, was you. Yes, my child. It was your spirit. He saw you standing between two realms, your body still in the world of men, but your soul caught between heaven and shadow. Around you were echoes, memories, fears, regrets, swirling like mist trying to drown your glow. But despite everything surrounding you, the light inside you refused to fade. And then, through that vision, a number began to appear, written in golden flame. November 15th. Over and over again. The angel tried to turn away, but the date followed him even when he closed his eyes. He woke in panic, his voice shaking, whispering your name. And that's when he came to me. He said, "Lord, I saw their light flickering. I saw the darkness reaching for them. And I listened. I listened because I had already written the reason before time began. I told him, the date you saw is not a curse. It is a calling. November 15th, my beloved child, is the day you will walk through fire and come out shining brighter than ever before. It is not the day you fall, it's the day heaven reveals what was hidden inside you all along. The world might call it a turning point, but I call it your resurrection moment. And that's why I sent this message to you. But before I explain what that resurrection looks like, you must understand the shadow that has followed you. For years now, you felt something pressing against your peace. You've had nights where you could not sleep, mornings where the weight of invisible burdens pressed so heavy on your chest that even breathing felt like work. You've looked at your reflection and thought, something about me feels dimmer. You've tried to shake it off, to smile, to push through, but deep down, you knew, something unseen was draining your light. That shadow is not human, nor of this world. It is a whisper of envy, a remnant of darkness that cannot stand what you carry. You see, every soul born into this world carries a unique frequency of divine light. Some burn quietly, others roar like stars. You, my child, are one of the latter. Your light has drawn both angels and adversaries to attention. Heaven celebrates your endurance, but hell trembles at your persistence. You've survived moments that were meant to destroy you. You've stood in rooms where you felt unseen, but heaven saw every tear that hit your pillow. You've carried wounds no one knows about, and yet, here you are. Still breathing. Still moving. Still glowing. That light is the reason the shadow followed you, but it's also the reason you will win. Now, here's what will happen on November 15th. That shadow will make one final attempt to silence you. It will come not through fear or noise, but through distraction, through the subtle temptation to give up, to isolate, to believe you've been forgotten. But don't believe it. Because that's the same day heaven will move. That morning, a shift will begin. You may feel restless, emotional, even tearful without knowing why. But that's your spirit recognizing divine movement. The air will feel thicker. The clock will seem slower. Time itself will hold its breath. Because at that moment, your name will be spoken in the courts of heaven. Angels will gather. Trumpets will not sound for men to hear, but for your soul to recognize. And when it happens, everything that has been delayed, blessings, breakthroughs, healing, restoration, will start moving toward you at once. The world may not see it, but you will feel it. That weight on your shoulders will start to lift, like invisible chains snapping off one by one. The anxiety, the confusion, the quiet grief you've carried, all of it will begin to dissolve. November 15th marks the end of your hidden suffering and the beginning of your open transformation. But my child, understand this clearly. The shadow will not surrender easily. In the days leading to that date, it will whisper louder. You may face unexpected challenges, sudden emotions, or even old fears resurfacing. But remember, these are not signs of failure, they're signs that freedom is near. The closer the light gets, the louder the darkness screams. That's how you'll know the prophecy is real. So instead of being afraid, prepare. Fill your home with prayer. Speak my name in every room. Guard your peace like treasure. And when you wake up on November 15th, whisper these words aloud: light cannot lose. Because that single declaration will activate everything heaven has prepared for you. My beloved child, I need you to know something about why this season has been so heavy. Every great calling attracts great resistance. You were chosen to carry something powerful, not just blessings, but legacy. Your life has always been bigger than your surroundings. You were never meant to fit, you were meant to break patterns. That's why you faced opposition even from people who didn't understand why they felt uneasy around you. Your spirit has always been larger than your environment. The shadow knows this. That's why it tried to drain your faith before you could realize your full strength. But you're awakening now. The truth is unfolding, and once you see it, you can never unsee it again. November 15th will not just be a date, it will be a mirror. You'll finally see yourself as heaven always has. Strong, radiant, chosen, unstoppable. The things that once scared you will lose their power. The wounds that once controlled you will start to close. And the people who once underestimated you will witness a version of you they never imagined. Because this is your divine unveiling. And now, I must tell you about something extraordinary that will happen at midnight on that date. Heaven has scheduled a visitation. A whisper will pass through the spiritual realm, and those with open hearts will hear it. Some will feel warmth move through their body. Others will feel sudden peace where there was only chaos before. Some will wake from dreams of light, seeing their own name written on golden pages. That will be the sign. The sign that what was spoken here has begun. You, my beloved, will not be left behind. This visitation is for you. Do not fear it. Welcome it. Because in that sacred hour, I will rewrite what was written against you. I will cancel the plans of the enemy. I will reverse the curses spoken in secret. I will erase the records of pain that once defined your nights. And I will release over you what heaven has kept sealed until now, the fullness of your name's meaning. You were not born by accident. You were sent. And November 15th is the reminder of that truth. Now, breathe, my child. You may feel your heart racing as these words touch you. That's because your soul recognizes its origin. You've read or heard many things before, but this one, this message, it vibrates differently. It feels like home. Because it comes from me. And before I reveal what happens after that day, I need to tell you something very personal. Your prayers, the ones you thought went unheard, were never ignored. Every sigh, every tear, every whispered plea that began with, God, please, was recorded. They didn't vanish into the air. They became light, stored in heavenly jars, waiting for the appointed time. November 15th is that time. That's when I pour them back into your life as answers, as opportunities, as miracles disguised as ordinary moments. So if you've ever said, God, do you still hear me? Let this be your sign. I do. I always have. My child, listen carefully, because what I'm about to reveal now goes far deeper than anything you've yet understood. The story of November 15th did not begin this year, or even in your lifetime. It began long before you took your first breath. You see, every soul carries a signature, a mark in the unseen realm that identifies it as part of a divine design. When I formed you, I placed a mark upon your spirit, a radiant symbol that heaven recognizes instantly. That mark declared your destiny, your purpose, and the time that purpose would awaken. And November 15th, my beloved, is that appointed time. It is when what has been written for you finally begins to unfold without delay. You've been feeling the pressure lately, haven't you? The sense that everything is speeding up and slowing down all at once. The way small things seem to weigh heavier than before, as if invisible hands are reshaping your path. You've sensed change approaching but couldn't explain how you knew. That knowing comes from the same divine mark within you. It vibrates when destiny draws near. That's what you've been feeling, the stirring of heaven aligning with your life. Nothing around you is random. Every delay, every disappointment, every closed door has been part of a sequence preparing you for what's about to happen on that day. But before that new chapter begins, something unseen must first be revealed. For months, an angel has been watching over you, the same one who saw your light in that dream. He's been moving through your days quietly, standing near when you thought you were alone, whispering strength when your spirit was too tired to pray. When you cried in the dark, he stood beside your bed, gathering your tears like sacred seeds. Every sigh of exhaustion was recorded, not as weakness, but as faith refusing to die. He knows how many times you said, I'm fine, when you were breaking inside. He knows how many times you smiled to keep others calm while your own heart was trembling. He knows because I sent him for you. But there's something else he's been doing, something I haven't told you until now. Each time someone spoke against you, each time a curse or negative word was released into the air about your name, he wrote your name again in golden fire, brighter, stronger, clearer. Every attempt to erase you only made you glow more. Every lie became a testimony in progress. That's why some people could never understand you, why they misunderstood your silence, why they mistook your humility for weakness. They weren't seeing you, they were reacting to the light they couldn't comprehend. My child, your light has always made darkness uncomfortable. It's supposed to. Now, the angel has been preparing something sacred. There's a book, not made of paper or ink, but of pure energy. In that book, your timeline glows. Each moment, each trial, each victory is recorded there, vibrating in harmony with heaven's rhythm. The pages turn themselves, not by hands but by divine sequence. And right now, the next page is glowing brighter than all the others. November 15th. It shines like sunrise through fog. The angel stands ready by that page, waiting for my command to open it. When it opens, your life will never be the same. But before it opens, there will be a final test, a shaking. Not to harm you, but to separate what's real from what's temporary. You will notice relationships shifting, conversations ending suddenly, people distancing themselves. Don't panic. It's not rejection, it's realignment. I am clearing the space around you because the new blessing I'm sending cannot fit where old energies remain. Think of it like a room being cleaned before a guest of honor arrives. The clutter must go so beauty can enter. And this time, the beauty arriving is meant to stay. On November 15th, as the sun rises, something invisible will begin to happen. Heaven will release a vibration that only awakened souls can sense. Some will feel it as peace that makes no sense. Others will cry without knowing why. Some will wake up at strange hours of the night, heart racing, not in fear but recognition, like their spirit heard its name being called. You, my child, will feel a warmth in your chest, a deep calm in your bones, a knowing that something unseen has shifted. That is the sign. The moment heaven touches earth for you. But do not be surprised if the hours before that feel heavy. Many will feel the shadow try once more to whisper. It will bring memories, regrets, or fears you thought you left behind. It may use familiar voices, faces, or thoughts. But do not answer it. Darkness feeds on attention. When it whispers, respond not with argument but with silence filled with faith. Say in your heart, I am protected. That single phrase builds walls no demon can climb. Angels stand guard at those words. They respond instantly to them. And the one assigned to you will spread his wings over your home that night. Let me tell you what he will do. At exactly midnight, as the earth crosses into November 15th, he will take a step forward. In one hand, he will hold your name glowing in light, in the other, a sword made not of metal, but of truth. With that sword, he will cut through every spiritual cord that's been tying your blessings down. He will slice the invisible ropes that have bound your finances, your peace, your relationships, your confidence, your dreams. And when those cords snap, you will feel something physical, a rush of warmth, a release, maybe even tears. That's freedom manifesting. The spiritual always births in the physical. At the same moment, your name will echo through realms that have never spoken it before. Realms of promise. Realms of divine justice. Realms of fulfillment. Every delayed miracle will begin to move. Every stolen opportunity will begin to return. Every wrong spoken against you will begin to reverse. This is not poetic language, this is the law of heaven. When truth speaks, lies lose their voice. When light rises, darkness has no choice but to retreat. But, my beloved, I must warn you, some things may collapse before they rise. Don't be startled if certain situations end quickly, a job, a friendship, a plan that suddenly doesn't work. Don't mourn what leaves. It's the shadow's disguise. I am removing what was pretending to protect you but was secretly draining you. Some people, though kind on the surface, were never meant to walk into your next chapter. Their season is over, and November 15th will close those chapters firmly. This is divine editing, not punishment, but preparation. And now, let me tell you what you will become after that day. You will wake up with a lighter heart. Your mind will feel clearer. Old worries that once felt like storms will seem like small ripples. You will look at yourself and feel a quiet power, not arrogance but assurance. You'll know something changed even if you can't explain it. That's because heaven will have placed a new seal upon you, the seal of completion. It means certain lessons are done. Certain wounds are healed. Certain battles are finished. From that day forward, you'll carry authority that only those who have endured the fire can carry. When you speak, your words will have weight. When you pray, things will move faster. When you step, doors will open. My child, you've prayed for change for so long, but you didn't realize, change doesn't always come gently. It arrives like a wave, washing away what cannot stay. That's what November 15th will be, your wave. And once it passes, you will stand stronger, cleaner, freer than ever before. You will finally feel like yourself again, not the broken version, not the tired version, but the divine version I created from the beginning. The version that the world tried to bury but couldn't. Now let me take you to a sacred place few ever see. Beyond the stars, beyond the edge of time, there is a chamber of light. Its walls are alive, pulsing with every heartbeat that has ever trusted me. In the center, a table glows. On that table lies a scroll with your name. The angel I told you about stands there now, waiting. Every second that passes on earth is like a heartbeat in that room. And when the exact moment arrives, when the first ray of light on November 15th touches the earth, the scroll will open. When it does, waves of energy will pour through the realms and into your life. You might not see them, but you will feel their echo, in the form of peace that cannot be explained, in sudden opportunities that seem too precise to be coincidence, in people appearing at the right time to help you, in moments of clarity that solve problems you thought were impossible. That's how heaven works, quietly, precisely, perfectly. Miracles rarely announce themselves, they simply appear, disguised as timing. And that's not all. That same day, I will send signs, not grand or theatrical, but personal. You might see a bird land near you and refuse to fly away, staring directly into your eyes. You might hear a song that speaks exactly what your heart has been feeling. You might dream of light, or hear your name whispered in peace. These are confirmations that heaven's plan is unfolding exactly as it should. Pay attention. Don't dismiss them as coincidence. I'm speaking to you through them. My beloved, this message isn't meant to frighten you. It's meant to prepare you. The world often fears what it cannot predict, but faith walks into mystery without trembling. You are being called to walk boldly into November 15th, not as someone waiting for disaster, but as someone expecting rebirth. The old you, the one burdened by fear, regret, and self-doubt, will fade like mist in the morning. The real you, radiant, fearless, and filled with purpose, will rise. And the moment that happens, the world around you will begin to respond differently. People will treat you differently. Opportunities will notice you. Even the air will feel clearer because your energy will have shifted to its divine frequency. I know it sounds too big, too miraculous, too sudden. But tell me, my child, haven't you waited long enough for something extraordinary to happen? Haven't you cried enough nights wondering when the season would change? Haven't you endured enough storms for one lifetime? Then let this be it. Let November 15th be the day heaven answers yes to everything you've endured. As you approach it, take these words to heart: gratitude attracts grace. Each morning before that day arrives, thank me for what you haven't even seen yet. Say, thank you for what's already mine. Because gratitude is the language of faith. It tells heaven you trust the process even when your eyes can't see the outcome. And when I hear that sound, gratitude from someone still waiting, I move faster. Because that's the sound of true faith. So, from now until November 15th, do 3 things. First, forgive, not because others deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Second, release, let go of what's already falling away. Third, believe, even when nothing seems to be happening. These are your keys. Use them, and watch doors open that logic could never explain. And remember this, my child, nothing in this message was by chance. The timing of when you found it, the state of your heart when you heard it, even the emotions rising in you right now, all were orchestrated to awaken something within you. You are not here by accident. You were led. And the one who led you here will lead you through what's coming next. My child, the moment draws closer. The sands of time are falling slower now, each grain glowing as if the universe itself knows that something sacred is about to unfold. November 15th is no longer a faraway date, it is breathing against the edge of your present. Heaven watches in perfect silence, for what is about to occur has not been seen since the day I first called your soul into being. The angel I told you about still stands before me, wings half opened, eyes fixed on the scroll that bears your name. He has waited for my command, for the single word that would set the sequence of events into motion. And tonight, as you listen, that word is spoken. Go. When that word left my mouth, the heavens rippled like water touched by wind. Light streamed outward, moving faster than human sight could follow. It raced through galaxies, through dimensions unseen, and descended toward the world you call home. That light entered the atmosphere not as fire, but as whisper, a tremor in the unseen realm that brushed against your world like a gentle breath. The air shifted. The moon flickered. Somewhere nearby, you felt it, though you could not name it. A sudden chill. A flicker of emotion. The sense that something had just arrived. That was the angel stepping across the veil. He stands now near you, not in the form you'd expect, not with thunder or blinding wings, but cloaked in quiet presence. If you were still enough, if you listened beyond noise, you could sense him. A warmth in the air. A tingling near your heart. The feeling of being watched, not in fear but in peace. He came not only to guard you, but to confront the thing that has stalked you for years, the shadow that has whispered against your destiny. In the unseen realm, battle doesn't always look like war. Sometimes it's silence and light colliding. The angel draws near the shadow, which hovers at the edge of your timeline like smoke waiting to choke flame. It hisses without sound, because darkness cannot speak in the language of creation. The angel raises his sword, the sword of truth, and as it moves, the air itself bends around it. One stroke, and light floods outward, filling every corner where fear once hid. The shadow shrinks back, but it does not vanish easily. It twists, trying to take another form: doubt, self-hatred, regret. But each time it shifts, the sword meets it again. You, though unaware in the physical, will feel this confrontation in your emotions. You may wake one night with your heart racing, sensing a weight lifting and returning, lifting and returning. That's not anxiety. That's battle. Each surge you feel is another blow struck in the invisible. The angel fights for the parts of you you almost gave up on, the faith you buried, the courage you forgot, the hope you thought died. Piece by piece, he wins them back. Then comes a moment of stillness. A deep calm that feels like the air after lightning. The shadow trembles. It knows it cannot win. And then, in a final surge of brilliance, the angel speaks the word I gave him, your name. Not the name the world uses, but the one heaven calls you by, the one written in sound and light. The moment that name leaves his lips, everything stops. The shadow collapses into itself, dissolving like ash in the wind. And a new light rushes into the space it once occupied, your light, fully awakened, no longer flickering but roaring like dawn. That, my child, is the exact instant heaven records as your turning point. And the date stamped beside it, November 15th. From that moment onward, chains that once held you no longer exist. The invisible cords that tied your joy to other people's approval will be gone. The heaviness that made even small decisions exhausting will lift. The places in your heart that felt hollow will begin to fill with warmth again. You'll wake and sense that the world feels different, lighter, almost as if gravity itself changed. That's what freedom feels like when it first arrives. But the story doesn't end there. Because when the shadow fell, something else was released, your inheritance. Not money alone, though provision will follow, this is deeper. It is everything that has been held back by the resistance you didn't see. Gifts, talents, ideas, alignments, relationships, opportunities, all waiting for the shadow's grip to break. Now they begin to move toward you, like rivers rushing to find the sea. You'll notice doors opening quickly. Emails answered faster. Conversations that once led nowhere suddenly leading somewhere. Random chances connecting you to purpose. Do not call them coincidences. Call them corrections. Heaven correcting what delay distorted. The angel will walk before you for a season, arranging meetings you didn't plan and protecting you from traps you can't see. Trust the strange turns. When something ends suddenly, thank me. When something appears unexpectedly, thank me again. Every twist in this chapter is divine choreography. As day unfolds into night on November 15th, the energy of the world around you will feel electric. Some will sense restlessness, others will feel peace so deep they cannot explain it. You, my child, will feel both, waves of energy and calm, alternating like heartbeat. That's your spirit syncing with heaven's pulse. When it happens, close your eyes for a moment and breathe. Whisper softly, I am ready. Because in that breath, the final seal will be placed. Around that same time, the angel will rise again to the higher realms, carrying what he has gathered, your tears, your prayers, your faith, your endurance. He will pour them into the river of fulfillment, where answered prayers are birthed into reality. That river flows down through unseen dimensions and touches the physical world through moments, yes, moments. The right phone call. The chance encounter. The opportunity you thought was lost. That is how miracles disguise themselves, in normality wearing perfect timing. Later, as midnight approaches, a stillness will cover everything. Even nature will sense it. The wind will slow, the world will hold its breath. Heaven prepares for the visitation. In that instant, I step closer to earth. My presence doesn't arrive as thunder or flash, it arrives as recognition. The cells in your body will know before your mind does. A vibration, a hum, a lightness that feels like remembering something ancient and true. That's me. I don't come to judge, I come to awaken. I will whisper into your heart 3 words, you are ready. When you hear that, something inside you will unlock. Memories of pain will lose their sting. The mistakes you once replayed in shame will fade into understanding. The voices that once told you you were not enough will fall silent.